Have you ever looked at a head of cabbage and wondered where it came from? It's more than just a vegetable. It's a living piece of history, with a story that stretches back millions of years. What started as a tough wild plant clinging to the salty coasts of Europe has transformed, thanks to nature and human hands, into one of the most recognizable foods on our plates. Let's peel back the layers and uncover the incredible evolution of cabbage. Our story begins with a rugged plant called wild Brassica oleracea*. You can still find it today, growing on the rocky cliffs along the Mediterranean and Western European coastlines. This wasn't your garden variety vegetable. It was built for survival, adapted to poor, sandy soils and harsh, salty winds. Its leaves were thick and waxy, a natural defense to hold on to moisture and resist the constant sea spray. These traits were the genetic lottery ticket, the raw material that would eventually give us not just cabbage, but also kale, cauliflower, and broccoli. Fast forward to about 3,000 years ago. Early farmers in the Mediterranean region took notice of this hardy plant. They weren't just gathering it. They started to cultivate it, becoming the first architects of the cabbage we know. What were they looking for? They favored plants with bigger, more tender leaves. They also selected ones that were better at storing water. Generation after generation, this careful selection started to change the plant's very structure. The leaves began to grow closer together, tighter, forming the compact, round head that defines modern cabbage. By the time of ancient Greece and Rome, cabbage was no longer a wild novelty. It was a staple crop. The Greeks and Romans weren't just eating it. They were documenting different varieties, praising its value for both food and traditional medicine. Roman statesman Cato the Elder even wrote extensively about its benefits, considering it the best of all vegetables. This wasn't just about food. It was about health, sustenance, and the dawn of sophisticated agriculture. The humble cabbage was already making a name for itself in the ancient world. From a biological perspective, the story of cabbage is a perfect example of artificial selection. This is the process where humans, not nature, guide evolution by choosing which traits to pass on. As farmers continually picked plants with the sweetest, thickest, and most tender leaves, they were essentially sculpting the cabbage's genetic code. It's fascinating because this single species, Brassica oleracea*, gave rise to an entire vegetable family. By selecting for large, open leaves, we got kale. When farmers prized the enlarged, undeveloped flower clusters, we got cauliflower and its close cousin broccoli. They are all, technically the same plant, just bred for different features. As the centuries rolled on, cabbage's journey continued. During the Middle Ages, it traveled across Europe and Asia, carried by monks, merchants, and migrating communities. And here's where its genetic flexibility really shined. In the cold, harsh climates of Northern Europe, farmers developed hardy, dense-headed varieties that could survive frost and be stored through long winters, leading to staples like sauerkraut. Meanwhile, in the milder southern regions, looser leaf types continued to thrive. This incredible adaptability allowed cabbage to establish itself in countless regional cuisines and become a reliable food source for millions. What's truly remarkable is that even after thousands of years of human cultivation, cabbage has held onto many of its wild survival instincts. That waxy coating on its leaves? A direct inheritance from its coastal ancestors, still helping it fend off pests and retain water. Its robust leaf structure also comes from that rugged heritage, making it a hardy and relatively easy crop to grow. Human selection didn't erase these traits. It enhanced them, creating a vegetable that is both delicious and incredibly resilient. This blend of wild toughness and cultivated tenderness is the secret to its global success. The spread of cabbage also tells a story of human history. Its journey across continents mirrors our own patterns of migration, trade, and cultural exchange. When it arrived in the Americas with European colonists, it once again adapted and found a new home. But it's not just a European story. In Asia, A similar process of selective breeding was happening with a related species, Brassica rapa*. This gave rise to entirely new forms, like the crisp and delicate Napa cabbage and the flavorful bok choy. Though they evolved from a different ancestral line, they share the same narrative, human ingenuity shaping a wild plant to fit local tastes and climates. And let's talk about nutrition, because that's a huge part of why cabbage has been so important. The process of cultivation didn't just make cabbage bigger and tastier, it also concentrated its nutritional value. Early farmers likely noticed that people who ate cabbage were healthier. Today, we know why. Cabbage is packed with vitamins C and K, loaded with fiber, and full of powerful antioxidants. These benefits made it an essential food for survival, especially during harsh winters when other fresh produce was scarce. It was a natural vitamin pill, long before we knew what vitamins were. So today, when you walk through the produce aisle, you see the living library of cabbage's evolution. The dense, smooth heads of green and red cabbage, the crinkly, tender leaves of Savoy cabbage, and the elongated form of Napa cabbage, each one is a different chapter in this amazing story. From a wild plant battling the elements on a rocky shore to a global superstar grown on every inhabited continent, the journey of cabbage is a powerful testament to the partnership between nature's resilience and human creativity. In the end, the evolution of cabbage is more than just a botanical curiosity. It's a story of survival, adaptation, and our own agricultural history. It shows how, with patience and careful observation, our ancestors transformed a humble wild plant into a cornerstone of global cuisine that continues to nourish billions. Every crunchy bite you take is a taste of that legacy, a story of millennia written in the DNA of one of the world's most enduring and versatile vegetables. Thanks so much for watching and exploring this incredible story with us. If you enjoyed this journey through agricultural history, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more fascinating stories behind the food we eat every day. See you next time.